Yes. Mm. Whew. It's been what a journey. Yeah, man. I must say there's a bright future. Here's what's gonna happen with Jamaica. The roads are gonna connect. Infrastructure is gonna keep building. Land prices are gonna go skyrocket. The winners are gonna be those who come home and buy land and fence it, dig your big tank. The winners are gonna be the farmers. The losers are gonna be the ones who are buying food. Food prices are gonna go up. Cost of living, there's gonna be an increase in security. The rich is gonna secure themselves. In 2030, there's going to be a new Jamaica. Some people will never get to see them because the tolls on the highway are going to be very expensive. Jamaica is going into a split. The rich is going to get richer and the poor is going to get poorer. How do we create a bridge between the two? Leadership beyond parties. You're going to need the new generation of politicians who are true to their heritage and culture to build apps and to centralize people on the apps. First, you need a virtual prime minister. Build from the digital community with his or her vision. And that person must gather over 700,000 on the app that they will build. If you're the next leader, Jamaica, you go to Wix.com and you build an app. You make your people walk the streets of the market and you sign up with Google Docs, the market people, the cart people, get their phone numbers. It has to be a grassroots movement. You build an app and galvanize the people and communicate and push to them. When you reach 100,000, give the ideas. We will start the changes beyond money. We need to find a young Jamaican male or female and invest. And you need to find these young male and female and invest in them to become the next leaders. Show them the country we should have and let them build it. Pour your retirement into these individuals. Send them to universities. Come together and choose them for leadership, whether it's in your party. But doing it is not just doing it for your party. Do it for the benefit and the betterment of the country. You see, the only truth in the universe is change and balance. There's not a balance in capital in Jamaica. There's not a balance in private sector to the poor. There's no balance here when it comes to economical distribution. In farming, some of it, there's no balance, too much pesticides. The sprays in the farms are not regulated. If Jamaica is not balanced, it means the Jamaicans are not balanced in knowledge of self, even African history. So we build new virtual institutions with USBs. We're going to build the future. We found some of these young Jamaicans who are studying. The elders must invest in them independently. The agenda is to own our land, protect it. The invasion of capital is on its way. And many of our leaders will be compromised because of capital. But for those of us who know our mothers and our grandmothers and the hardship we come through, some of us would never sell out. Because we know how hard our ancestors worked to build the tanks, to build the roads, to build the schools. We understand the foundation of righteousness. But we have to activate that foundation of righteousness. You're going to have to activate it independently. I always see so many of you are believers. And if Jamaica was such a spiritual place and had so much God, why can't they solve these problems if they're with God? But truly, because God is a change and a balance, they don't know that God, so they have no balance. Righteousness is just for mankind. It doesn't work in the universe. For all. So first you have to have your change to balance. And you could decide all the changes you need to make this country better. I love this country. Nature is what taught me about God. And nature is what feeds me. And this is the workings of the Almighty. So we must protect the waters with our life. With our life. Buy your land. Plant your bananas. Plant your coconuts. Fence your place. Get your dogs. Give them busy. And protect yourself. Go on YouTube and search how to make a bulletproof vest. There's a war coming. In the Americas, my people, there's going to be a war. Economical war. Food prices is going to keep going up. The weather is going to keep changing. Jamaica is what they want. They want the water, the air quality. So you better know where you stand and where your generation will be. Because in 2030, this is going to be a different world. It's going to be a one world. And if you're to live old and balanced and diet, guess what? You're going to have to come back home. Because the weather is going to change, but because we're near to the equator, we're going to be okay. It's going to get colder in the cold worlds. It's going to get hotter in the hot world. But we're going to be okay. Because we're balanced with the equator. Even when the storm comes, we could rebuild with bamboos. We don't need cement. We're going to be okay. Make sure your next generation and your children, you build a foundation so they could be okay. Because the security forces will increase once the roads are finished and China starts moving in. And the rich man must be protected. And he wants to go anywhere in the island safely with his children. And security will be increased. Jamaica is going to be one of the most secure places in the world because they have to protect their interest, and the rich are coming. So for me to protect the people's interest, I advise you, cut up the land between your families. Don't let them buy it out. Don't fight over land. Cut it up. So our offsprings and our next generation will have a title. Cut up grandma's 80 acres among the cousins. Cut it up. Plant it up. More boots on the ground, make more sound. It's about to get real. Take care of yourself. Randy. Peace and love.